Today I will be talking about something that constantly happens to me in this industry. As a crystal healer, I am honored in a way for these things to happen to me, but I'm also concerned because a lot of the problems come from the lack of clarification, or just the lack of just not knowing, period, right? And if you are a crystal healer, you're watching this, please let me know if you come across these issues. So something that I always come across in this industry is the fact that I am constantly getting confused with gemologists, geologists, and even astronomers, okay? Because I have a background in astrology, and this is because for some reason, though like I said, I'm very honored, for a lot of people just puts us in this box that we're all either the same thing, we are related, which we are, but at the same time it is not the same thing. And I think each part deserves to get some attention. So the first one, and I will read it to you exactly from what I found online because I want to be clear, okay? Because if I say something and online it says something else, I know how the internet is, so let's get to it. Crystal healing is a holistic, non-invasive, vibrational energy-based system of healing. It involves the precise placement of crystals on or around the body to facilitate healing. A gemologist is someone who studies gems, especially stones used in jewelry. They are experts in identifying the authenticity and quality of gemstones. Geologists, on the other hand, study the materials, processes, and the history of the earth, including the formation of rocks and minerals. An astronomer, I know it is very obvious, but you'll be surprised. Okay? An astronomer focuses on studying celestial bodies outside the Earth, such as stars, planets, and galaxies, often through observation or theoretical research. Astrology, which is what I practice, is a method of predicting events based on the positions of celestial bodies and their perceived influence on human affairs. As a crystal healer, I know how to manipulate the energy of the crystals to reach a particular outcome, whether that is just being happier, bringing more money into my life, bringing love, helping me on my career, anything. So what we know how to do, crystal healers, is that we know how to use the crystals on our bodies for specific intention, and we also use it for healing, okay? So maybe if you want more energy in your life, you can go ahead and use carnelian, or if you want to feel more at peace, you can use amethyst, you can use celestite. So there are many crystals out there that you can use for yourself. The reason why I decided to clarify this is because a lot of the times I come across these issues because I have noticed through my research that a lot of stores get reviews and they're saying, oh, this person doesn't know what they're selling because the crystal that I have is not the real crystal or whatever, and I will clarify that, okay? But I often get is either a text message or in person that someone will either show me a picture of a random rock that they found in their backyard, or they will bring a rock that they've had from a family member for years and then bring it to the booth and they just say, here, what is it? And although, like I said, I am honored that there's an assumption that crystal healers are automatically in the same box of geologists and gemologists. As a crystal healer, we only focus on the holistic side of it. We only focus on the healing properties of the stones and how we can use them to help ourselves, to help others, and rituals and grids. How we become experts as crystal healers, we are experts when it comes to the holistic side of it, okay? We can work hand in hand with geologists or gemologists, but we shouldn't be automatically put into this box of, well, if you're a crystal healer, you're supposed to be a geologist, or if you are a crystal healer or you're selling rocks, you're supposed to be a gemologist. Or like I said, astronomy, there has been so many times that it's just a regular Tuesday evening, and I'm getting pictures of my friends and I love them, because this is what really inspired me to do this, is that they will go ahead and send me a picture. What star is that? And it's like, wait, what? Like, am I supposed to automatically tell you what it is? I mean, I can tell you which planet is on retrograde. I can tell you how this planet can affect your life. But when you want me to identify every single celestial object on the sky, that's an astronomer, okay? I am not an astronomer, I'm an astrologist. There's a difference. I will speak about certain things that I think lead up to bad reviews, or from customers, if you are a customer, that will lead you to think that a stone that you bought was fake. Most of the time, the crystals that you buy in person, mostly they're real. Okay, what is happening is that they are mislabeled, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a huge disconnection in the supply chain. The moment a crystal is removed from the mine, there are different levels before me, as a business owner who sells crystals, gets the actual stone. The process is as follows, and this is usually where the problem really begins. Let's talk about DR. Right, DR, Larimar is very popular there, and Larimar is a well-known crystal. So that's a very hard crystal to mislabel. But usually what happens, let's say that they take Larimar from the mine, and then DR maybe doesn't have a whole entire organization that can polish those stones. So what happens is that this is shipped somewhere else. It could be in India, it could be in Brazil, it really doesn't matter. It just really depends on where it is more affordable. So then now it started from DR, right? Let's say that they send it to Brazil or to India. So they start in DR, and then from DR, let's say Brazil go ahead and polishes them. But then maybe whoever is polishing the crystals, it doesn't have the resources to ship everything to the States. So what they find is a distributor that everyone that cannot afford or doesn't want to fly into the States or deal with the paperwork and all that, they send it to the distributor that just sells a bunch of stones from different mines from different countries. And then this distributor goes to the gem shows, and that's where we get to meet them. There are a lot of times that we don't even get to see where are their stones coming from originally. We know because of the actual stones. So like I said, Larimar is very popular, and you know that it comes from DR, but there can be certain type of stones that you have no idea where it comes from. You can ask, hey, where was this? And they will go ahead and tell you, oh, India. But maybe that's because whoever shipped it to them was from India. Maybe the actual stone wasn't from India. Maybe it was from DR. So you see how it just goes around and around and around. And what happens is that we as business owners, we get to meet these people, and we expect the same thing as our customers expect from us. We expect them to tell us everything. We expect them to be right. We expect them to do the research, and sometimes they don't, because they are distributors. They're not the people who mine it. They are not the people who polish the stone that usually knows more. They are just distributors, meaning they have big enough organization where everyone, different miners, different businesses, can sell them their stones, and they can go ahead and ship that to the States. So what happens is that we buy the stones. Let's say that we can buy from this distributor, which at first I didn't know. You come to realize this problem when you often see different names on the stones that you know that's not what it is. Or maybe the stone that you got was this one, but then what you actually got was something else. I have a bunch of stones that I have right now that are mislabeled, that I know that they are mislabeled. And unfortunately, these vendors, they're very hard to find as soon as you buy from them, because they're not from here. They're not from here, and if you buy from here, it's actually more expensive. We always trying to find the best quality possible, but at the same time, I feel like there's a huge disconnection between the distributors, whoever polishes the crystals, and the actual miners. What happens is that in the process, crystals get mislabeled because they may look like a certain stone, or they may, whoever is in charge of this organization, they are not going to pause in every single stone or every single shipment and just look and see, oh, wait a second, is this Larimar or is this aquamarine? Because it is such a fast-paced industry that it will be so expensive to just sit there and inspect every single thing. If the crystal is popular, it is easily identified. If it is not popular, good luck, okay? Unless you speak with someone who knows about stones and minerals and where they come from and stuff like that, that's when you really know what you're looking at. So then what happens? Now we are at the gem shows, and then we are buying all the stones, and the stones are labeled as such. Most of us, they just say, okay, this is how the vendor had it, this is how I'm going to put it, because it is assumed that they know more than us. When in reality, that's not always the case. Sometimes they're just distributors. Sometimes you definitely meet people who mine the stones themselves, and if you do, you are so lucky. Sometimes you don't get to meet them because nobody wants to talk about where they get it from, because you can really steal that relationship. It is a very secretive organization in that way. They keep the distributors, the vendors to themselves, and it's very hard as a business owner to find out exactly who mines it, to find out exactly where it was polished. The longer I am in the business, the more I understand where the crystals are polished, because there are certain countries that the way that they polish the crystals, it is more perfect, and then there are other countries that the crystals, they're not as perfect. So then that's how you know more or less where it came from, but then sometimes you still have to do your digging. So that is all for today. If you are a customer, please let me know, how do you feel now that you have this information? Do you have more sympathy for us business owners? Or if you are a crystal healer, please let me know if you come across these issues. I would love to know. Bye, take care.